real quick, this is my alt channel, and my main channel is in danger every day of getting banned as a result of talking with these amazing people very candidly. So please do me a favor and subscribe down below. Helps me out a lot. Get the hell on it, doggone it. I don't know if you saw this, Zia, but they're trying to take away my entire childhood.
What are they doing now?
The Never-Ending Story is going to be revived as a live-action film series.
Just stop. It's done. There's no reason for this. Why?
Dude, I already know. I already know that they're going to make this an allegory for colonizing. It's going to be a colonizing allegory where white people came and colonized native lands. I know it already because the whole story of the Never-Ending Story is the Nothing creeps across the land, killing everything, right?
Yeah.
The Nothing. That is 100% going to be, it's going to be an allegory for white people colonizing. I know it. I feel it coming. It's going to be, I could just feel it in my bones, bro. I feel it in my bones.
You feel it in your boner.
Yeah. Yeah. And the political structure is going to be like, fucking, I wouldn't even be surprised if everybody at the damn Palace City had red hats on. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. God, I feel it coming from a mile away. I'm just so tired of it. I'm so tired of them co-opting old, awesome IPs and just be like, oh, we're gonna make it an allegory for why conservatism's bad. I'm like, oh my God, I don't care. Just make it good. Please, for the love of Jesus, just make it good. Stop making everything gay all the time. Jesus. Mintrek says there's no more room in Hollywood remakes. when there's no more room in hell, Hollywood remakes shall walk the earth. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. I'm telling you, man. They just keep drilling it into my ass, and it's starting to bleed. Okay? It's starting to bleed. I'm leaving little ass prints everywhere because every single thing I grew up with is bleeding out my ass, and it's hurting. They don't even use lube, bro. I shit you not. Did you see Romeo and Juliet? I don't even want to talk about Romeo and
yeah, we
Juliet.
talked about that last week. I don't understand that. And you know what? Mostly I just feel really sorry for that girl. They knew that she was a bad choice for it, and now she's getting absolutely ripped apart. They never should have cast her. It was ridiculous. I feel sad.
They cast her on purpose. They cast her on purpose just to create an outrage online and to get articles written because what is the best way to get social media mentions? Outrage culture. Immediately, outrage culture is the best possible way to get social media mentions. And for some reason, they thought it was a good idea to cast this girl right here as Juliet and open her to online criticism. And for some odd reason, everybody's defending it by saying, if you don't think she's beautiful, then you're racist. And look, I'm gonna level with you real quick. If finding someone unattractive is just melted down to what color they are, then you are the one that's racist for saying that.
Absolutely.
Because you're just boiling people down into one color, and that's the only attribute they have, and that's the only attribute you care about, you're racist as fuck. This girl looks like Shrek. There's nothing you could do. There's nothing you could say. Look, there's a lot of beautiful black women out there. There's actually millions of them that exist right now on the planet, and they're beautiful. I would fucking dump 1,000 loads in right now. It'd be great. Okay? Not that one. She looks like fucking from Sloth from the Goonies, man.
It's just the whole thing is they're doing that thing again where they know it's an outrage casting. Yep. And it's not even, you're right. They could have cast a beautiful black girl, but we all know Romeo, isn't it? It's Italian, right? Is that what it is? And she's fair skinned. And that's the whole, like, I don't understand why you're telling me that there were no qualified little white girls that could have played that role. You're full of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a lot of qualified people that could play the role. But they're like, nah, bro, we got to create a social media mentions. Because what is the first thing that they do? They cast just a random lady. And then remember when Star Wars Obi-Wan was coming out? And before it even came, there wasn't even anybody talking shit on Star Wars Obi-Wan other than like one or two people, right? Because the chick that played Reva was average looking. She was fine. And we didn't know anything about the story yet. And there was a few people shitting on it, but it wasn't like this was. And of course, what do? Ewan McGregor and all these other actors come out and say the racial hate on so-and-so will not be tolerated. You can just leave the fandom. I'm like, they're doing this on purpose to drum up conversation. It is all marketing. This entire setup where they do this shit every time is all marketing to get social media mentions, because what people don't understand about modern day like culture and stock markets and investments, social media mentions carry their weight in gold. If you're able to say, well, Star Wars Obi-Wan had this many viewers, but the social media mentions were 1 billion, that's something you can sell to investors. That's the whole point. So when you see people acting outraged over a thing, and, oh, you're racist, it's just to get articles drummed up. That is the only thing it's for every single time. That's all they care about. And it's so cringe. I'm so tired of it. It just doesn't intrigue me anymore. And it's the same old story. The first few times it was fun. I get it. But now, no, it's trash. And we need to stop it. We need to stop it. Okay.
People are starting to get sick of it to a point where how much more money can these companies hemorrhage? How much more money? I mean, I guess BlackRock and these companies are just going to keep giving them money.
Yeah.
To destabilize the West. So I suppose it doesn't matter. You just have to hope that at some point people stop caring.
Yep. Nope. And I think we're at that now. I think that's where we're at, is people just don't care anymore. No one really gives a fuck. It just doesn't mean anything anymore. You know, it's why it's like companies like Bud Light were having adverts with Dylan Mulvaney and shit. The whole reason behind it was to drum up a conversation, to drum up controversy, to get people to mention Bud Light, and they did. Bud Light became a household fucking name in like a week. Shit, if you would have said the words Bud Light to me, I would have forgot they existed, right? It's like Montana, like the state Montana. You don't even realize Montana exists until somebody says, I live in Montana. You're like, what the fuck? I forgot Montana existed. Bud Light was the same way, but now every single person on earth, you can be in India and people know what Bud Light is now. Everybody knows what it is. Why? Name recognition used to cost tens to hundreds of millions of dollars. Now it costs one controversy. One, right? You know how long it took for Sprint, like the cell phone company, to become kind of a household name because they sponsored, a sport for 10 years? You know how much money that cost? That was hundreds of millions of dollars for them. In 1 week, Bud Light signs Dylan Mulvaney to like a $2 million deal or whatever. And that's all they paid. And they became a household name with name recognition overnight. Overnight. That's how that works. Has nothing to do with ROI. It has nothing to do with profit margins. None of that matters. If it did, stock prices would decrease, not increase. But people are still stuck on the same idea. And it blows me away. Every time I talk about this, people are like, but they're selling less now. That doesn't fucking matter. Profit margins don't matter. They haven't mattered in the last 5 years since social media took over everything. What matters is name recognition, and what matters is social media mentions. Bud Light would rather have 100 billion social media mentions than lose $5 million in a quarter.
Yeah.
It is meaningless. It is meaningless. And people will still say, and I'll try to explain it like a damn 5-year-old. I'll try so hard. I'll be like, okay, look. Social media mentions to investors is worth more than cash. Investors are all that matters, not profit margin. If you know anything about corporate structure, investors are all that matters to a company, not profit margins. That's why they hire and fire people based on investor support, not profit margins. GameStop lost money in 2020 and 2021. They lost money, but they made over $1 billion from investors. They changed none of their policies, and they still haven't to this day, because profit margins mean shit. It's all about investor support. And they sell social media mentions to investors. And I have to explain this. And people are still like, but they're not selling their stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, holy shit. Delete, Control-Alt-Delete the selling shit part of your mind. The stuff comes off shelf. Give money to company. Delete that forever. Social media mentions is all that matters. That's why every other day a new company hired a black upside down gay dude with one leg. Every day. Every day. There's a reason. They're doing it on purpose. Gillette did that ad on purpose where the black dude holds back the white guy. They did all that on purpose to get name recognition because it's free. It's free real estate. Pissing off people online to rage bait is free real estate. You can get millions upon millions upon millions of social media mentions with spending $0. That's important. You know what I'm saying, Zia?
Yeah, no, I totally get it. It's just one of those things where at some point though, that can't keep working because where's the money going to keep coming from? Like it has to fall apart at some point. I'm just curious when we're going to get there. Also, if people just stopped caring, I think that would be, you know, take all the power away. Because I think we all have to start doing the thing that I've started doing. You know, I'll talk about it on a show because that's part of my job in doing it, and or when I stream because, you know, it's a topic of conversation. But I don't typically tweet about it. I probably should. It would help my engagement. I don't know why I don't, but it's just I don't have the energy to give a shit anymore.
Yeah. And
I don't.
No, I completely agree with you. But I have found rage baiting is very successful if you want to talk.
I know.
And I love people, but I'm not good at keeping it going because I'll just tell people I don't care, and then they stop talking. I'm like, oh fuck, I should have said something.